So the Xenoblade 3 trailer showed us lots of new information, but I think most of the important details are hidden within the voice lines. So I'm going to break down and analyse each voice line within this video, and we're starting right now.
Fighting in order to live, and living to fight.
So this has been stated that this is the key line for Xenoblade 3, and it leaves a lot up to the imagination. Dependent on how intense this war is between the Kivas and Agnes Nation, he may be referring to the fact that you have to fight and participate in it to protect your home, else you'll be killed. Or he may be referring to something else. The concept of clocks is going to be brought up multiple times within this video, and this clip and voice line might tie into that as well.
I refuse to believe you're him!
So this voice line is strange for one reason, the word him. We see prior to this clip that Noah and Lance are fighting Mio and Senna, who are both hers, which raises the question of who is Lance referring to. Now it could be Tyon, we did see him fighting Uni in a similar looking location, or it could have been Vandam, as he also appears to be nearby to where this fight took place. They may be referring to someone else though. If you look at this clip from the trailer, both the Kivas and Agnes teams seem to be on the same side, as Mio is being fired at by something or someone. So maybe this is what Lance is referring to.
Now.
Fine for you, isn't it? All that time you've got.
You could try.
So Mio sounds especially depressed in this clip, as well as a little bit jealous of Noah. The big question is though, what does time refer to? At first glance, this could mean something along the lines of their lifespans. However, Blades are supposed to live much longer than Homs, which appears to be Noah's race, so this likely isn't the case. I personally think the word time could be referring to her freedom, which may be very restricted within Agnes, and I think that could be likely down to the fact that she is in some way related to Nia, the leader of the nation. If Mio is revered as some sort of princess, then it would make sense. However, considering that clocks are mentioned multiple times throughout the trailer, it could relate to them instead, but we're going to talk about them later in this video.
They're not your friends anymore! They're his fuel!
Now, there are two words that I want to pick out of this voice line, which are his and fuel. His suggests that it's for a person, or at least a sentient being, whereas fuel contradicts this statement and sounds more like a machine, because if it was a person, then food would have made much more sense to have been used here. We know that the Agnes Nation specialises in ether technology, which is the building blocks of all life from Xenoblade 1, so perhaps people are being fed to some form of creature which powers their machines, maybe confined to Lethia, or maybe something relating to the fog once again. Either way, this voice line has me very intrigued.
It's the only way you're gonna defeat the real enemy.
Of course, obviously a reference to the fact that there will be a main antagonist to the game. I've stated previously that I personally do not believe that Melia and Nia are actually evil, and that they won't be the primary villain within Xenoblade 3. And I also gave my thoughts on theories on who I thought would be the main villain in that video, so check it out after this one, as that video virtually covers up everything that I would normally say here.
What good filling up these flickering clocks in our eyes? It will never replace the friends we've lost.
The flame clock! It has to go!
So I initially thought the name of this machine was Blade Clock, but recently the official subtitles have came out on the Xenoblade trailer and has confirmed that it is actually Flame Clock. As suggested by Uni, these clocks need to be filled up with something, and that may be ether like I mentioned previously. This is obviously Agnes technology, so perhaps the people of the Kivas Nation are kidnapped and used to power this great machine. We do get to see this same machine though, earlier in the trailer as Uni runs by it, and it's up against these cliffs, so perhaps it's gaining ether via ether crystals that are lodged in the ground. Regardless, I think these machines will have a very important role in the story and will likely provide us with a lot of context on how this world now works.
Ourboros abhor this world. They must be.
Now once again, thanks to the official subtitles for the trailer, we now know that Melia was saying the word Abhor, which means to regard something with disgust or hatred, which is very Melia in terms of how she likes to speak. She once again refers to Ourboros though, and the question is, who or what is Ourboros? It can't be simply a power or a symbol that we can see on all of the party's weapons, as of course those things can't hate anything. I believe in this particular clip that Melia is likely referring to the party, as I believe they will take on the name of Ourboros. However, at the same time, I also believe that the Ourboros is something else within Xenoblade 3, so she could be referring to either.
For this world, they must be erased without a trace.
So I see two different possibilities for what this voice line could mean. Number one, Melia wants to eradicate all of something in the world, likely the Kivas nation, or as I've previously talked about, Telethia. If this is the case, then it's very likely that she's doing this for a very important reason, as Nia definitely isn't an evil person and would not willingly want to throw away the lives of many innocent people. So it's likely that she would be doing this to protect her people and her friends. Or option two, she is not referring to anything related to the Kivas nation, and could possibly be talking about Ourboros again, the same as Melia. I've already stated previously that I think both the Kivas and Agnes nations will team up at some point, and this could be after the fact, where both Nia and Melia are organising their troops to take on the real enemy. But before this video ends, I just want to notify you that YouTube tells me that around 95% of you that are currently watching my videos aren't subscribed. It would help me out a ton if you would click that little red button, and you in particular can be part of the first 1,000 people to have subbed to the channel. Just think about that for a minute. And that's right, click the button. But that said, I appreciate you all for watching and hope you've enjoyed the video, and until next time guys, peace.